Today we are going to do lesson 26, which is writing the equation of a line. As you can see there, we are going to deal with two different equations for this lesson today. The one that you're most comfortable with is slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. The second one that we'll use quite a bit is standard form, ax plus by equals c. Ax plus by equals c standard form, the main thing to remember is x and y have to be on the same side. There are a couple of rules on top of that, which we'll go over in just a little bit. But as we do this first one here, a line has slope of -10 and crosses the y-axis at the point 0, -5. So what I see here is we have a slope of -10 already. We have a y-intercept of -5. Sorry, that's not a y, that would be a b. Alright, what is the equation of the line written in slope-intercept form? Well, we just plug both of those in. Y equals -10x minus 5. There it is in slope-intercept form. We're done, we're good to go. With our next one, this has to deal with like a job that you would have. First thing that it would say, the relationship is linear. That's important to know because then it's going to be a straight line equation, a linear equation. Write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Well, what I see here is I see that our hours are kind of acting like x, and the amount earned looks like our y. So we have ordered pairs with each one of these data points here. So, first step for slope-intercept form then is to find the slope. And remember, our slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Alright, so we subtract those, we get 70, divide by 8, we get 35 over 4 when we simplify that. I'm going to leave it like that for now, just to see what happens here. Alright, so in our slope-intercept equation form, y equals m, well our m is 35/4, x plus b. Well, now we have to solve for b. All we do is we plug in one of these ordered pairs. It doesn't matter which one. Let's plug in the 36, for example. So 315 would go in for y. 35/4 stays there, times 36 plus b. Well, we've got to multiply these together. Those simplify down. 35 times 9, I believe, let's see, is 315. Plus b equals 315. Move the 315 over. And this is saying b equals 0. Alright, so we've got our y-intercept. We've got our slope. Now we can write our equation. Y equals 35/4 x. Well, what this stands for is this stands for how much money you make. So if this were you, this would be, that would be how much money you make per hour, which if you simplify this down, turns into $8.75 an hour. And this b here, well yeah, we didn't have one in here, but could you have in a paycheck? Well, sure you could. This would be like a bonus. Maybe it's a sign-on bonus when you start your job. Maybe instead, maybe it's like a Christmas bonus or a bonus for doing a good job or something like that. Alright, so that's how this all works together. Our slope, standard rate of change, which is the same as how much we make per hour. Our y-intercept in this case is treated like a bonus. Alright. Next one. Now we do have two rules for standard form. Remember that equation is ax plus by equals c. Now, when we try and write it into standard form, we have to remember that a, first of all, has to be positive, and that there can be no fractions whatsoever. So when we do this problem here, we see that we have a slope of -2/3, and it passes through the point -2,5. It says, what is the equation of this line written in slope-intercept form first? So let's do that, but then we also have to change it in a standard form. So slope-intercept form, y equals m, well our m is negative 2/3, x plus b. We're going to solve for b yet, so we've got to plug in our point, negative 2, 5. So 5 equals negative 2/3 times negative 2 plus b. Multiply those together. That gives us 4/3 plus b. We're going to have to subtract the 4/3 over. But to do that, this has got to be changed into a common denominator. So that would make this 15/3. 15/3 is the same as 5. So then we can subtract this. B equals 11/3. So our equation is y equals negative 2/3 x plus 11/3. So that's our slope-intercept form equation. We also need to write it in standard form. So remember, first step, get x and y on the same side. So we've got to move this 2/3 over. So 2/3 x plus y equals 11/3. Then we've got to follow our rules. A must be positive. Well, that's this 2/3 number here. Yep, that's positive. There can be no fractions. Well, to get rid of our fractions here, we need to multiply by the least common denominator. So in this case, that's a 3. 3 times 2/3 is 2x plus 3y equals 3 times 11/3. The 3's cancel, so we're left with 11. And there's our equation written in standard form. Once again, a is positive, and we don't have any fractions, and x and y are on the same side, just like our standard form is. So that is our answer for this one. Any questions on writing these equations? Please let us know.